my soul in the early morning. Wake up again, it's a new day. Wake up my soul, it's time to fly. Float on the winds and kiss the sky. The birds and flowers were made for you and me. I must be all I can be.
He's given Jesus Christ, his Son. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because he's given Jesus Christ, his Son. And oh, let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. And oh, let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. And oh, let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. And oh, let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. Give thanks. A pleasant good morning to every single one of you. Great to be on the session once again. Good morning to be with you guys. Wow, it's great to be here. Lovely, lovely place to be. You know, it's a difference looking at the show from a distance than hosting the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been looking at the show all the time and it's like, wow, I'm edging, I'm trying to get myself up there, but I just got to relax a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's great to be on the session here with you ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you, Gail Archibald. Great to see you. Gita Maraj in the house. Good morning to you guys. Wow, Lurleen and Michael Brown. That's what we're talking about, guys. Hey, it's really great to be back once again. Florence Sturton, Correct Clark, Lisa Gomez, Sherm Straker, Auntie Sherms. Great to see you on the session this morning. Boy, Rosemary Rampersad Lazema, Ashlyn John, Avenel McKenzie. That's what we're talking about. That's my people coming out here. Philippa Grano. We got Pontiana Bruno in the house, ladies and gentlemen. You can't miss it. Oh boy, Elizabeth Robert Stewart and Diana John. Where is Janae De Silva? Janae De Silva, she's always in the house. All right, so Andrea Bala, Ian Critchlow. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, these are celebrities showing up here. It's such a pleasure to have these celebrities, these red carpet walkers showing up on my platform. Ladies and gentlemen, whoa, this is a great place to be, guys. You know how we do. We do what we do. We come out here to drench your will in positivity, ladies and gentlemen. We're only trying to get people to live a better life. Do you believe that? Do you believe that people wake up in the morning time and the best they can do is just think about their problems, think about all of life's issues? And listen to this. Life is so strange. We have this powerful thing that we call a mind, an imagination, and we use those things to actually create negative pictures rather than positive ones. So when we look at our lives, you know, down the road, you know, we always look at what if this happened? And we always what if in the worst of the worst. You know, we look at the negative situation, guys. Come on, let's create some positive pictures out here. Let's look at life differently. Let's say, what if, you know, I really get a better job? What if, things start improving in my marriage? What if my health starts getting better, I get the right treatment, or the Lord start to work miracles in his own way? What if? Let's look at the positive things, ladies and gentlemen. Not everything that people say to you is going to happen. So don't allow those negativity to flood your minds and to dictate who you are and how you think, ladies and gentlemen. You are different. We are different. We got the Lord on our side. Come on, tell me, whose side are you standing on? I'm standing on the Lord's side. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Lord on our side. He is in us. He is with us. He's around us. He look over us, ladies and gentlemen. So we have all reason to think positive. We have all reason to go out there and live this life with hope and have a smile on our faces. And this morning, ladies and gentlemen, we have a beautiful guest coming to speak to us on domestic abuse in the church. Let me tell you something. I ain't making no joke, and I ain't come out here to play, I ain't come out here to play, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I taking this thing serious, and we're gonna make changes in our lives, in the church, in the family. We're gonna be making changes because there are. Let me tell you something. This is between me and you, right? There are women in the church shaking your hands every Sunday morning next to their husbands, but when they're home, is real cut skin, is level licks, So guys, I ain't coming out here to play. We want to fix this. We want to fix this. You know how much people I've known looking happy and nice and dandy when it comes to worship. But then boom, just like that, you hear they break up. It's either the woman can't take no more again or the man end up walking off. But there's real licks passing in the house. And let me tell you this. It has some of them men. They taking real cut skin too, But don't tell nobody I say that. Don't tell anybody I say that. That's between me and you. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to deal with this issue this morning. We want to talk about domestic abuse in the church, ladies and gentlemen. And we got a beautiful guest to deal with that in just a moment. Before we do so, we got to sing a few songs. When's the last time I came here and actually sing some songs, boy? I just singing along with Adrian and Sydney's and these guys, they did an excellent job. I would love to take the entire show to say how thankful I am to all these people who replaced me and filled in over the past few days, and all the people that called, all the people that messaged, all the people that showed their love and support in various ways. I would like to take the whole show to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, but I'll just leave it like this for now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. All right. But we got to go on. Yeah, Margaret Roach, it's good to be back. What we're talking about. That's it. I can't stay out forever. I can't, I've been scratching, I've been itching. I got to get back in there. I got to get back on the show, but I needed to wait. I needed to rest. Last week, Monday, I came back on the show. I thought I was good and ready to rumble. And then by Wednesday, I crashed again, so it was too soon. So I hope I'm not coming out too soon, but I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling great. I feel like the power of God is rolling in me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's sing a few songs. Let's sing a few songs. All right. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Come on, a little more oil in my lamp, I pray. Yeah, a little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Oh Lord, keep it burning till the break of day. Sing, a little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Yeah, a little more oil in my lamp, I pray. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning, oh Lord, keep it burning till the break of day. Listen, I am delivered. Come on, praise the Lord. I am delivered. Come, glory to his name. I was lost in sin, in the valley of death I am delivered. Praise the Lord. And swing low, sweet chariot, and he is coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, he is coming forth to carry me home. Amen. Sing, Amen. Come on. Amen. 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 Everybody sing amen. Oh, amen. Sing along. Amen. 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 You know, I would love to sing a lot. But I know what we're getting into. We need some time to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. We just need some time to chat, get some information. I hope that you're ready. I got your pen, your paper, you're attentive, you got your cup of tea, because, ladies and gentlemen, we need to pay attention to what is about to come out, to pour out here this morning on the show, ladies and gentlemen, because these are things that we can now use in our lives, in our marriages, in our spaces, in the church, to be able to help people deal with a lot of the issues that they are faced with. And so we'll sing one more song. Just give me a little time for one more now. Yeah, just let me put one more in there now. All right, one more song, and then we'll bring on our lovely guest in just a moment. I hope you're ready, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. Let's get one more song. Let me see if I can throw in one of your favorite. I got to throw in one of your favorite. Let's sing this one. To the rock, to the rock. Come on. To the rock. To the hem I cry, oh Lord, attend unto my, to the rock. Come on, to the rock, sing to the rock. Hey, to the, from the ends of the earth will I cry unto thee. To the rock, sing to the rock. Sing with me this morning. When my heart is overwhelmed, Lord, lead me to the rock that is higher than I, that is higher than, to the rock, to the rock, to the rock. To the, for thou hast been a shelter for me. To the rock, sing to the rock, to the, and the strong tower. Come on, from the enemies. To the rock, sing to the rock. Well, when my heart is overwhelmed, Lord, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Yeah, that is higher than I. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know Leo is back and ready to rumble. I miss you guys so much, but we got to get into business this morning because we got a lovely young lady to introduce to you. All right, she hails all the way from the central part of Trinidad and Tobago, and my, she got a lot of experience with her, coming with her, ladies and gentlemen, so I hope you're ready for this. Oh boy, guys, you know, she been involved in so many different things. You know, she's certified to speak to you on this topic this morning, you know, because she is a woman that has been working in so many places, included being a counselor in a domestic violence center right here in Trinidad and Tobago in Valencia, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and so she's been involved with domestic violence work, you know, in various areas. And I want to sit back to, you know, ladies, let me tell you something. It's no jokey people coming here to talk to you about these things. I'm just letting you know that. All right, it's no fly-by-night people coming to talk to you about these things. These people have experience in dealing with domestic violence, in working in the ministry, you know, and dealing with all sorts of things with children, you know, and abuse and all these things, ladies and gentlemen. They have experience dealing with people. So when they talk to you from a standpoint of education and a standpoint of experience. So sit back and enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen. We want to take a moment to welcome to you a lovely lady, a beautiful sister, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago, ladies and gentlemen. She is the one and only Lisa David. Give it up for your girl Lisa David this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have her in the session with us. Good morning to you, Lisa. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I am blessed. I am blessed. After that lovely singing, I'm energized.
Oh boy, that's what we're talking about. I couldn't wait to get back here and do my thing, you know. I've been missing it. Wow. How you feeling? How's the family? How things going with you?
Oh, we are fine and I am good. I am energized. Once I have a good rest and I'm in the Lord, I am really excited.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. When you heard about the topic, I know you smile because you're saying yes, I'm going to deal with this. You know, but when you heard about the topic, what you thought? You know, domestic abuse, not just domestic abuse, but domestic abuse in the church. What you thought when you first heard that topic?
Finally, we are going to just address some of the issues that are entering the church. Finally.
Wow.
Finally.
Wow. You know, because it has been bothering, it has been interfering with the structure and the shape of the church for a long time. Right. You know, to me, it has been swept under the rug. To me, especially depending on the person. It may be a minister or a preacher, you know, and it may be hidden, you know, to avoid a lot of those, you know, talk and all these things. And you know, we don't deal with it as we should, and a lot of women and in some cases men suffer. Children, they suffer as a result.
Right.
And you know, these are things that we have to talk about. We have to deal with. There may be. I'm not talking, you know, from knowing, but there may be some people even on the program today that are victims of domestic violence, you know. So
that's correct.
It's stuff that we need to deal with, stuff that we need to grab, you know, a hold of. And try getting life back in shape and getting people in order, getting the church in order. All right. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here, you know, cutting a bit. Well, you're not a late sleeper, so I really appreciate you taking the time. You know, and in any case, if you wasn't on the show, you might have been up reading a book, drinking some coffee, taking care of the children, whatnot. You know, so we just want to thank you so much for coming here to share your expertise and to be able to deal with such a topic. All right. Before we go on, you know, share a little bit of something, you know, from your personal life that probably the people don't know. It's your first time on the session. Give a little nugget or a little something to the people, no man.
Well, basically, I think most people know me. I mean, that I love people and I love to exercise and I love to help people. And I have made a decision to dedicate my entire life to the service of God. Wow. I have retired simply to be able to assist with the church and to assist with the growth of the kingdom.
Wow. Look at that, ladies. Look at that. You know, she retired just to be able to get more work done in the kingdom of God. Correct. Wow, lovely. Well, we're going to be getting into the session at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen. We want to turn you over fully to Sister Lisa, who will be able to talk to us a little bit about domestic abuse in the church. Guys, remember, if you want to ask your questions, you can put it on the chat, but I'm not promising that I will get all the questions and comments coming in on the chat. But remember to call in. The number is 267-3564. That is 267-3564. And we will entertain your question at the appropriate time. All right. So, Sister Lisa, you can take it away as we get into domestic violence in the church.
Oh, thank you, my brother, and greetings from the Church of Christ in Canupia, and it's a pleasure to be here. First time I must admit that I have joined into the program, because at this time I normally take care of my husband and send him off to work. So right. I must admit, first time I'm joining into the program, and I'm so excited. I think this would not be the last time. I'm really excited. But we're going to get into the topic. And if you hide domestic violence, we cannot be healed. We definitely cannot be healed. So we have to try and somehow surface this social ill that we are facing. We have to find some way of bringing it out. And just to be able to bring it out, we must know what domestic violence is. Dealing with domestic violence in the church, we must know what it is. We must know what are the signs. How do we know that you are engaging in domestic violence, and I'm speaking both to the victim and the perpetrator this morning. So sometimes they may be doing something and they feel that is the way that they learn how to do it, and that is the way I know how to do it. But it can be bordering on the line of domestic violence, and domestic violence is a crime. Okay? So some of the questions, some of the things that we want to deal with this morning: does domestic violence exist in the church? How do you know? How do you really know it exists in the church? What are some of the signs of domestic violence? What are some of the things that they do that we know it is domestic violence? Who are the victim or the perpetrators? Do you think that they walk in jacket and tie, or do you think that they walk in baggy pants underneath the bottom and they look a certain way and stuff? We're going to deal with some of those. What are some of the causes of domestic violence? And how can we be healed from domestic violence? And we're going to deal with some of these things this morning. But you know, one of the myths is that because we are in a church and we're supposed to be, quote unquote, following the guidelines of God's principle, that everybody can conform, right? But the reason why some of these things are hidden is because people are fearful. People feel that the preacher has ranks, and here what, he has authority, and he has honor, and people would not believe me, and people would say that I am trying to defame his character. Sometimes they are ashamed. Sometimes they don't want to pass blame because they feel that, you know, it will be my word against your word. And sometimes they feel that, let's go deal with that because we don't want to get into the issue. Sometimes they are threatened. But this cannot be healed, because if you are one of the victims, it's going to pass on to somebody else, and sometimes it even pass on to our children. Our children are affected, right? And we're not only talking about physically, we are talking psychologically, because it becomes a generational curse. And if you do not deal with it, my sisters and my brothers, I am warning you, it's going to pass down, and it's going to become epidemic, as we are seeing right now in Trinidad and Tobago, right? If we do not deal with it. So we have a responsibility to be able to deal with it. So let's get into the point now. I was so excited with Leon, you know, and he's singing and all of that. I'm still very excited, but let's get into it. But what is domestic violence? According to United Nations, domestic violence can be defined as a pattern of behavior in any relationship that is used to gain or maintain power and control. And that is what it is all about. Getting control. They want power over the individual, right? And that is fine. That is why you will find a lot of people who are in domestic violence situation. The abuser is very, very aggressive, and the victim is very, very submissive, because it's about control. So they interfere with your mind, they interfere with your body, they interfere with sometimes your soul, right? Abuse can be physical. It can be sexual, it can be emotional, how you feel about certain things, and they want to control how you feel about certain things. Economical, financially, we are talking about here, they can withhold funds and all of that. Psychologically, when you talk about psychologically, we're talking about how you think about certain things, right? Or threats of action that influence another person. These are some of the signs. As I go through, you're going to recognize that I know someone who is like that. Sometimes you might even recognize, you know, I demonstrate some of those signs. So even ourselves, we have to look at. This includes any behavior that frightens, intimidate, terrorize, manipulate, hurt, humiliate, blame, injure, or wound somebody. Do you know anybody that you have seen like that? Do you yourself exhibit some of those things? We have to be careful. We have to be careful. And these are some of the behaviors that they exhibit. And I don't know if some of it you might be able to relate to it, but these are some of the behaviors that they exhibit. They accuse you of having an affair constantly. If you are in a marriage, sometimes you leave to go to work, and who you was with, you're smelling your perfume smelling. They check underneath the car. I know someone where the husband used to check below the car every day. I don't know what he was looking for, but they have strange behaviors, right? They criticize everything you do. in calling you name, you're stupid, you're dotish, you can't do this and that kind of thing. They punch you, they throw objects at you. They seem mentally unstable at times. Sometimes they go out of character. And sometimes you have to be careful when you look at them. They may exhibit some signs that I've never seen them like that before. Maybe I did something to get them upset. No. You are in control of your own behavior and your own emotions. Somebody cannot make me get upset. I get upset because I want to get upset, and we have to recognize that. They cannot make somebody get upset. They get upset because they want to get upset, right? Makes you feel worthless. You know, it have some people who will tell you all sorts of negative things very subtly. You understand? They make you feel stupid. They yell. Sometimes they yell at you. If they have to say something simple, you're stupid, come here, do this, that kind of thing. Well, this is a common one. They threaten to hurt you, kill you and your children, even your family, right? And you see where your children are affected. So sometimes we have to stand up and fight to deal with this ill. And when I talk about fight, we're not talking about literal fist fight, but try to get the help that is necessary. They control every single aspect of the family finances, and you have to account for every single cent. I gave you $10. What you do with it? I want the bills. I want to see the bills. We have to be careful about this. Sometimes you have to give people a little lax when you give them money to spend, right? Let them control it. It's about control. Domestic violence is about control and maintaining that control, right? Even though you work, right? They don't allow you to go to work comfortably. They don't want you to go to work. They want you to stay home in their eyesight. I have known of this situation where it had a young man, the girl was much older than him. And every time he goes to work, she dresses the children and shows up at his work, right? Frightening, very, very frightening, right? Stop you from wanting to work outside. They stalk you, check up on you, they follow you at times. I know of a friend who was going to work and going to classes. And every time she goes to classes and she comes out, he will be sitting outside watching her. You understand? He don't take the time to drop at the classes. He don't take the time to pick her up. But he will be there watching her. Who was that you was talking to? Why you now come out of the class? Everybody came out of the class before. Why you now come out of the class? And these are some of the signs we have to look for, my sisters and my brothers, right? They hit you, they push you, they pull your hair, they pinches you. At one time we had a young lady who came in. She had a lot of cigarette burns on her hands, right? They lock you inside of the house until they return. And I have had a case where we had this young lady, a young, very nice young lady, the mother's only child. She was 18 years. She got married to this young man. And they lock her. They had 4 children and used to lock her in the house. Not even the mother could have come and see her, right? And as I would say, we did our best to help her, and we did help her. There are a lot of things that you do that you can't help, and we did help her. Now she is safe in another country, right? It forces you to have sex, even though sometimes it may be menstruating as a female. You know, I wanted that. Sometimes you have to be understanding. You have to understand that a woman goes through different cycles. She's uncomfortable, right? It is an unhealthy thing as well. So when you look at all these things, do you know somebody in the church who exhibits some of these signs? Are you one of the perpetrators as well? Check yourself. We need to check ourselves, because sometimes we exhibit some of these signs very subtly, very, very subtly. We have to be careful, right? Who are the victims and perpetrators of domestic violence? Who do you think are the victims? Do they look a certain way? Is it only men? Is it only women? Are they only poor people? Or do we have rich people? Is it our people in the church, faith-based? Is it only uneducated people? The answer is no. Anyone can be a victim or perpetrator of domestic violence, regardless of the age, the race, the gender, sexual orientation, the faith or the class. It could be a man, it could be a woman. And these days, it is on the rise. Women are abusing men left, right, and center. Because I don't know if it's because of this woman lib. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what are the problems. Maybe I have to do some research and see. The rich as well, you may not hear about it because it is most of the time covered. The poor, the educated, the uneducated person in the world, and members in the church. And the problem with members in the church is because sometimes it is not covered because it is hidden, because here what we're supposed to be an organization practicing certain things. But listen to me, sisters and brothers. If we hide it, we cannot heal it. We cannot heal it. But does domestic violence exist in the church? And I'm going to tell you yes, a big yes for both men and women. But why? Why does it exist in the church? Because you see, we come from a society. We all are involved in a society, and we have societal ills, right? And we are not exempted from it. We are not excluded from it. The church doesn't operate in an island by itself. The church is involved with actually the world right now, and we are involved with a lot of the people, right? So some of these societal ills creep into the church, like abuse, crime, even crime. We have bullying in the church, we have racism, we have delinquency, we have discrimination. Yes, we do have discrimination in church. We have family disintegration. That is one of the biggest problems we have in the church. We are drug addicts, we have poverty. Yes, we have homelessness in the church as well, right? And these are some of the social ills that creeps into the church. And believe me, because we are part of the society, we bring it into the church as well. We cannot separate it. So we have to put things in place to be able to mitigate or fight some of these issues. Let us not bow our heads in the sand like the ostrich and believe that this is not happening, right? We tend to feel because it is a church and because we're supposed to have quote unquote social standards and morals and ethics and values, and we follow the guidelines of the Bible, that people are not involved in it. That's a myth, and it's a big lie. It's a lie we tell to ourselves. And if we do not address it, it's going to perpetrate itself into something even worse. It's going to manifest into something even worse. We have to deal with it, right? What are some of the causes of domestic violence? If we can identify some of the causes of domestic violence, then we might be able to address some of these things. And these are just a few, right? The list can be exhausted even more, right? People who want control and power, keep an eye on them. Because the same way how they want control and power in the church is the same way they want control and power in the home, right? The vicious cycle in the generation of abuse. If you have been abused before, there's a high possibility that is what you're going to do. What you learn is what you're going to exhibit, right? So we have to be careful. Lack of coping skills. And this is one of the things I have found in my research and my working with a lot of people, that people who lack proper coping skills, sometimes a situation will come up, you might lose your job. And because you lose your job and you go home and you recognize you cannot feed your family, or you start to exhibit certain signs, it becomes one of your triggers, and you start to behave in a certain way that you knew before. You understand? Mental illness. Mental illness is a serious, serious, serious consequence. A lot of us don't recognize we operate on a continuum in terms of sane and insane. And we could go up to being insane at any point in time. Once the situation is right, you can become insane at any point in time, right? If you lose your job, if your wife leave you, your children, one of your child die, right? A lot of people, we don't have the proper coping skills. So you find out they eventually fall out of the system. And what happens? Anybody come around them, they feel the wrath of that person, right? But how can I heal from domestic violence? How can I really, really heal from domestic violence? It is advised that you get counseling. And the reason why I'm an advocate for counseling, not because I'm a counselor, it helps a lot. It helps because it helps to clear up in your mind what is happening to you, what you are doing. It helps to explain your behavior. It helps for us to be able to do behavior modification so that you can come back to normal operation. And we need that. Sometimes we need that. Even me, myself, sometimes if I find myself being stressed, well, I know what to do when I'm stressed, but sometimes you find that you're a little groggy, and I'm not normally groggy. I'm normally a very happy person, but from the time you recognize you're a little agitated, find something to do. Find something to do that will help you. Exercise. You understand? Talk with a friend who is very confidential, somebody you really, really trust, right? But counseling is available basically almost free at Coalition of Domestic Violence. And believe me, I've worked there and it is very professional. Call them. Sometimes it's easy to just call them and have a conversation, right? Say I am exhibiting certain signs and I feel in myself that I am practicing domestic violence, right? If you are on the receiving end of domestic violence as a victim, call them, but be careful. And I must advise you, if you are a victim of domestic violence and you have to get any kind of help, please do not have any pamphlets in your home, because once the perpetrator recognizes that you are going to get help, that is what happens in terms of you will end up dying. Because here what you're going to expose me. If this person doesn't recognize that they are having a problem, you need to be careful as a victim. If you have to call them from somebody else's phone, not your phone, because if the perpetrator are accustomed going through your phone and they recognize that you're going to get help, you are in trouble. Okay, it's a very, very dangerous thing. And it's a very thin line. Try not to cross it. Don't assume, well, he loves me or she loves me. And no, please don't assume, because they are out of control and they want control. So be careful, be very, very careful, right? Understand yourself, understand your strengths and understand your weaknesses. If you know you have weaknesses in certain areas, try and step back. If you know you have strengths in certain areas, you can step forward. For example, if you know you are accustomed handling money and you like money, try and don't get involved in dealing with money, especially in the church. Especially in the church, because you are teaching from God. Especially in the church, do not handle money. If you know you have a problem with money, do not handle money, right? Know your triggers. Know what affects you. Know what will tick you off, as some people will say, right? Know what will make you want to put God out of your mind and God out of your thoughts. And you have to become emotionally mature so that you will be able to handle a lot of things, right? I always say that, a lot of people say that they are not a murderer. But I always believe that you can kill. Anybody can kill. As long as the situation is right, you can kill. And I can give you one instance. If you walk in and happen to see somebody raping your young 9-year-old daughter, believe me, you can kill. So know your triggers. Know what you can handle and what you cannot handle. And nobody cannot do that for you. You have to understand it for yourself, right? If people shout at you, you know very well you get ticked off. Try and find some way of dealing with when people shout at you, because people are going to shout at you, right? That is just life, right? Acquire coping skills. Go on the internet. Go on. We have a lot of social media now. Do something. Find something that helps you to cope, right? You recognize that you're not working. You recognize you don't have enough funds to feed your children. Man, I have heard of stories where people were selling rat poison at 5 o'clock in the morning just to get $1 for their children to go to school, right? And he did not break. Some people just cannot do that because some people are different, right? But acquire some coping skills. Go on the internet, find something to do. Find something that you like, something that will calm you, something that will help you to take your mind off of certain things, right? Use of your available resources for help. Talk to your family. Find out if in the area you have a counseling center. Go have a conversation with them. People have in their mind that counseling is for only mad people. That is not true. It is not true. And I want to clear that up today. It helps you to get your ideas intact. It helps you to be able to navigate your space in your mind psychologically. It helps you to be able to control your emotions, right? So basically, that is the end of the presentation. And what I really want to tell you is we need to pray. We need to pray. We need to pray, constantly praying so that this demon would not affect us, would not affect you. We need to pray for the sisters in the church. We need to pray for the brothers in the church. We need to pray that these social ills do not enter the church. It does, but we need to pray. We need to really, really pray. We need to get into some fasting and praying, my brothers and sisters, because it is getting worse. And now I'll hand you back over to Leon. This is the end of my little presentation this morning.
Wow. Little? You're talking little? Wow, ladies and gentlemen, somebody got to give it up in the chat. She said little. This was magnificent. This was a bomb. All right. This was big information. Somebody is going to be rescued with this information this morning. All right. This was really great stuff. Straightforward, to the point, very clear and concise. If you miss anything here, ladies and gentlemen, it's because some child been making noise in your head and you wasn't getting the information properly. You couldn't miss this. You couldn't miss this. This is really good stuff. Put it up in the chat for Sister Lisa at this time, ladies and gentlemen. Really good stuff. And at this time, we want to ask you to please, if you have any questions or you have any comments you want to make on this topic, you can join in the conversation. You can call. The number is 267-3564. That is 267-3564. You can call in at any time and we will entertain your questions. All right, really great stuff. Sometimes I saw in the chat somebody saying that there's a certain stigma when it comes to mental health and when it comes to abuse, and especially in the church. Sometimes you always hear people say, well, pray about it, the Lord will help your marriage, or the Lord will help you in this situation. Pray. But I want to tell you something this morning, ladies and gentlemen. We always talk about praying. But when you pray to God, you think God going to come down in a lightning bolt and break up the marriage, or talk to your husband or talk to your wife? Or you think God going to do that? No. Sometimes God uses the people that you refuse to go to. The people you refuse to go to, the professionals, the psychologists and the therapists, and you refuse to go to the counselors to get help. These are the people that God put in your path to use to help you.
That's correct.
But we only tell people to sit down and pray and stay home. Take licks and pray. Then take licks and pray. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And Sister Lisa, sometimes there are some women, and we will say men as well. It's a bit few, but men as well. But there are some women that stay in the abusive relationship because their husband is a preacher. Their husband, you're Christians. And you always hear, preachers talking about, you can't leave him, you can't divorce him, or let us stay together, you're married. That's how we do it in the church. We want them to stay together. We want them to pray about it. Sometimes, depending on the situation, isn't it real that you just have to separate from the person?
Yes, because you see, we want healthy relationships. And if you have toxic relationships, it would not work. Because here's what you're doing. You're affecting the children as well, right? Yep. If we really want healthy family in the church, we want to help, right? And if you identify a problem, no relationship is perfect. If you identify a problem and you can get the help, well, fine. But if the person is beyond this normal help, maybe you have to separate for a little while until the person get the help that they need. Right. And then you can get back together. But the thing about it is not at the expense of your life, because we are responsible for our own salvation.
Yes.
Right? Not at the expense of your children, not at the expense of your own life. It doesn't make sense.
You're saying that, and we're talking about, getting the help. But how do we even get help for the perpetrator? They're so violent. You don't want to approach them at times. You don't want to say, maybe honey, maybe I should get help, or do you want to see somebody? How do you get help for a perpetrator, especially this when they seem as though they want no help, they want nothing to do with these people? How do we get them help?
And this is where, you see, this is where the resources are important. You look at the person that they are comfortable with, and you talk to that person to speak with them so that the person can be able to help them. But when you go to the perpetrator and you identify a problem, please identify a solution.
Right.
Please let them know they can get help here, and I will go with you. Offer yourself to go with them, because I've done it on many occasions. Offer to go with them, offer to call the Coalition Against Domestic Violence and say, listen to me, let's make an appointment. I will go with you.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have a problem. And many times you do not want to tell people that they have a problem.
Wow. I have a question coming in here. This one is from Natasha Critchlow. She says, how can you identify a person that is being abused so that you can help that person?
All right. There are many things you can look for. You can look for the physical signs, right? You can look for physical body signs of the hit, the punch, the black eye, the thing. You can also look at what they actually are doing. Sometimes their whole behavior change when they come in the church, and you observe that their behavior change. Sometimes when they are around the perpetrator, you can see them sweating. You can see some form of anxiety is taking place. You have to start to monitor them. You have to start to look at them. Sometimes they start to make excuses for no reason, right? A lot of things. Well, I can't come to ladies' class because I'm doing so and so. All right, I don't have transport. All right, I will come and pick you up. Yeah. Well, I can't come because you know how the husband is get on sometimes. All right, try and take that person to a quiet spot. Try not to talk to them in front of the husband, please, or talk to them in front of the wife, right? Because from the time they recognize that they're going to get help, it's going to be problems. So try and tell them, well, look, I will come and take you out. Let's go and visit sister so and so, right? You can take them to a quiet spot and have a conversation. What is happening? How can I help? And I noticed that has worked many occasions, many times. How can I help you? Something is happening to you that is not right. Sometimes you don't need to identify it, but just give them leading questions. Yeah. Something is happening to you that is not right. Sister, I love you and I want to help you. I want to see certain things in your family. You're not the same person. And try and win them over. You have to try and develop a relationship with them. Right? And sometimes if the perpetrator understands that you are developing a relationship, you are also sometimes at risk. So you try to do it in such a way, be very, very clever. Be very clever.
Wow. For a long time, that is based on my observation, at least. For a long time, I've been seeing that, especially in the church, we haven't been dealing with issues like that very effective. You made a really great point that the perpetrator, if they see any signs as if you're getting help or speaking to someone, things can be worse. And we have to be mindful of that. And, for some time now, I've been seeing that dealing with situations like that, we haven't been doing it effective. And we have been making rather a mess rather than getting people help. So someone may find the strength to come and tell you something. And guess what? Yeah. You're hearing it all over the place. And not only that you're hearing it all over the place, the people you went and you tried to tell somebody, you tried to get help, and they're telling other people. Not only that, but sometimes they try to approach the perpetrator. And that can be even more dangerous. And these are ways that people deal with the situation sometimes. This is really delicate stuff. This is really, really delicate stuff, and we have to be technical. We have to be meticulous with it. And when we go about dealing with it, it has to be in a way that we have to take our time. Baby steps, baby steps, because it's very, very dangerous territory. And at any time, we try to make a big move, try to get a big change. The victim, they may no longer be with us, and we have to be mindful of that. So in dealing with it, we have to be able to be clever, have a plan, have the right people that we can call, the professionals, people like yourself with experience, knowing how to approach the situation. The approach is key, is crucial. All right. And you know, how have you been seeing approaches? How have you been seeing that as, you know, affecting domestic abuse, in increasing it or decreasing it?
I think basically, as a societal ill that is increasing, I think the government is putting things in place because they're recognizing that, listen to me, this is bigger than we think, right? Because what they have is a lot of call lines, a lot of call centers. Even in the police service, they are putting things in place where you can report your case and it is taken seriously. Because before, I have had a case where they actually gave the victim, it is so sad, they actually gave the victim the restraining order to carry for the perpetrator.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Be...
Right? That was about 10 years ago. And now they recognize that these things are very... Yeah, I've had a victim who has been like that, and she had to carry it to the perpetrator. And I'm like, are you sure you're telling me the correct thing? And she said to me, yes, I am telling you the correct thing. Okay? And I think now they have put a lot of things in place. Yeah, they have put a lot of things in place, and they are taking it more serious. So that even in the church, we have to take it serious as well. We have to take it serious. Yeah, we have had perpetrators who, believe me, it have a lot of horror stories. A lot of horror stories where people could have been saved. Family could have been saved, lives could have been saved.
Yeah.
But because of our recklessness, and even sometimes us as counselors, because of we are learning to as well. Even sometimes because of our recklessness, because sometimes we advise people to do certain things.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And counselors not supposed to give advice. We're supposed to give suggestions.
Right.
And sometimes we advise them to do certain things that makes the situation worse. Right? Sometimes you send them home with pamphlets, you send them home with handouts, you send them home with call cards. Call me, big psychologist, mark up on the call card. That will aggravate that perpetrator like crazy.
Wow.
We are learning, and we recognize it is bordering on even a lot of mental illness.
Wow. I got one for you. All right. Before we close off.
Yeah.
Preacher or police? Preacher or police? You know, we have some issues that we take and we run to the preacher with it when it is supposed to be actually given to the police. You know, we bring some of those situations before the preacher man. You know, everything is the preacher man. You go and you talk to the preacher, you want to talk to the preacher, you know, rather than dealing with it in a much more, I don't want to say...
professionally.
Professional. All right? Because for some reason we believe the preacher has the answer for everything, and we don't want to go outside of the church for that professional help. What do you think about that?
No, there are different kinds of abuse. Once you have physical abuse and sexual abuse, right? Abuse is a crime.
Right.
It is a crime. But some of it is difficult to prove. For example, like financial abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse. Some of these are difficult to prove, right? But physical abuse and sexual abuse is easy to prove. Go straight to the police. Don't even think about anything else. Go straight to the police, right? If you want to have a conversation and you think that you can, because it is difficult. It's my word against yours word in case of in the case of the emotional, psychological abuse, even the financial abuse. It is my word against your word. Some of those things can be solved by a conversation from an experienced, trained person.
Right.
Not all preachers are trained. Not all preachers are capable of handling the situation. They will hurt it instead of help it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you see, in our church, we have this thing about submission, right? Submission goes, they say it goes hand in hand by the husband controlling the finances, the husband telling you what to do, the husband. No. That we need to clearly define submission in the church.
Right.
Right? And sometimes they border on submission of I controlling, I spending the money, I need to account for everything that happened in the house. That is abuse.
Yeah.
That is abuse. Right? If you cannot hand me $10 to buy something and I cannot say, well, look, I've bought this, I've purchased this, I've purchased that, and you want me to hand you a bill for everything, it is a form of abuse. So some of the things I would say the preacher can handle it once he's trained, But some of the things, please, brothers and sisters, do not go to anybody else. It is a crime, right? Physical abuse, hitting, punching, slapping, pulling my hair, cuffing me, once is too many. Sexual abuse is a definite no-no. No. Straight to the police station.
Wow. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we're really taking notes. I hope we're taking information here, because this is all in we are on a journey. We want to take a journey together, and we want to work together in changing a lot of the things that we have been, pushing under the rug and hiding, and cutting, corners and not facing up to our responsibilities, and we want to start doing things different. If you want life to be different for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for the church, if you want life to be different, then something different must be done. And it starts with us, getting this information out there. It starts with us getting, information so that we can make the right move in helping people or in helping ourselves. All right. And Sister Lisa, she has done an awesome, an excellent job. I just keep hearing her saying, small, this is a small presentation, but this was so powerful. This was so powerful, ladies and gentlemen. We can't keep this to ourselves. We must share this with the world. We must get this information out there, because we may just change and save lives. All right, guys. So once again, we want to take some time to thank Sister Lisa for taking this time with her experience, her expertise, coming on the show and to be able to share with us. This was truly an awesome session. Sister Lisa, I want to thank you so much. Any final words before you leave?
Once you hide it, you cannot heal it. Please, brothers and sisters, let us understand that we have a problem in the world. We have a problem in Trinidad and Tobago, and the problem is coming into the church. Let's find some way of putting something in place to deal with it as it comes along, because we are about saving the family. Our family are disintegrating into something that we cannot even imagine. It is becoming so ugly, right? And any way you can help, try and help. Try and help by you sometimes identifying the problem and standing up. Get the strength from somewhere and stand up. And let us all fight this social ill together that is stepping into the church and interfering with the kingdom, interfering with our work, and interfering with God.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sister Lisa Blenman. Give it up for Sister Lisa this time, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, wonderful stuff. May God continue to bless you, sis. I love you. I appreciate the work that you're doing. All right. Make sure you take care. Have a blessed day. Keep that smile on your face. Every time I watch you and I see that smile, I can't help but smile. Your smile is very contagious, and I appreciate it so much. All right. So thank you so much for your good work, and thank you so much for showing up here on Labor. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for sticking around for such an awesome, such a beautiful lesson, presentation, encouragement. We want to thank you so much for sticking around. We pray that this was very helpful. I don't know how many of us, are dealing with situations like that personally, or know somebody who is in a situation like this. I don't know, but I pray that you will be able to have now information to go about doing something about it. All right, making a change, making a difference, helping someone. Just a little information passing on, to somebody. And ensure that you're being confidential. If someone comes to you with a situation like that, you got to be confidential. Don't give them any, rash advice. To, hey, well, do this or do that. No. Be careful. These are delicate situations, and if we're not careful, then we can cause more harm than good. All right, guys. So this is what we got for you this morning. Domestic abuse in the church. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for your beautiful comments in the chat. On all platforms. May God continue to bless you. And I pray that we will go about drenching the world in positivity and making changes not only in the church but in the world in general. We just want to help people live a better life. That's all what we all about on this program, ladies and gentlemen. We wake up early in the morning, first thing in the morning, not to look at the negative things, not to look at what can go wrong, or look at how life is going wrong and things not working for me. No. We want to look at the positive things in life. We want to look at, what can I do right? How can I improve? How can I help? How can I build? How can I succeed? We want to look at those things, and we also want to help you to do what is necessary to live the best life possible, ladies and gentlemen. So this is Labor with Leo. I'm your man, Leon Lewis. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for allowing us to be able to bring these things to you this morning. All right, guys? So God's blessings upon you. All right, we pray that those of you celebrating birthdays or celebrated birthdays before, we pray that God will bless you with a lot of years to come, good health and good strength, and your family is together and all well and good. All right. So, and those of you who are dealing with the loss of loved ones, we know Connie and the family, you have lost, our soldier Leslie. Wow. That was a big loss to the Labor family and to the church. Leslie, all right, wherever you are, if you're listening, if you're looking down, just know that, we're here and we're doing our part still. We miss you, bro, but we know, I just know that you're in a better place, my man, with the heart that you have, the Christian man that you were. I know that you're in a better place, my man, all right? So big up to you, Leslie, wherever you are, and blessings to the family, condolences to the family, all right, to the Fife family. Sharon Fife passed sometime, and we just want to say condolences to them as well. So all those who are dealing with the loss of loved ones of the sort, we want to say condolences to you and blessings to you. Stay strong and keep your head up, all right? Keep your chin up, because with God there is hope. All right, especially if your loved one died in the Lord, there's nothing to cry about. There's every reason to smile, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about. All right, Gita Maraj, have a great day to everyone. That's what we're talking about. All right, yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate the healing. Really appreciate the prayers from everyone. Blessings to everyone. All right, right back at you. All right, and we're going to be closing off this show now, but I want you to keep your head up, and tomorrow, Lord willing, we're going to be attacking a different topic, another big topic. I tell you, I'm playing, I come back out here and I'm not playing, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be attacking another big topic tomorrow, Lord willing. I don't want to sell it out now, but you're going to be getting it, all right? We're coming hard. We're hitting it hard. We're hitting home runs, all right? Sometimes when you come out hard, there are ramifications, but I want you to know, I already made up my mind to face whatever consequences, but I'm going to be hitting it really hard because I want to help people change, and some of the things that we're hiding, I'm going to be revealing it, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So I ain't gonna bring nobody personal business to the floor, but I'm going to present topics that would help you. You may be in a corner, hiding your situation and don't know how to talk about it or who to talk to, or but I'm going to be bringing it out in the open, so that when you get the information, you know how to go about dealing with your stuff. All right, guys? So blessings to you. I'm your man, Leon Lewis, and this is Labor with Leo. Good to be on the session with you guys. God blessings upon you. All right, and we're going to be leaving with a bang. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's close. We're going to be singing a final song. Hey, good Suzette Neptune Fortune. Big up to you. That's what we're talking about. Keep safe, everyone. Keep safe. All right, Adrian is in the house. Adrian is the upcoming host, guys. Sooner or later, that might be the man to take over label. That might be the man to take over label. That man, he has that way about him. He could deal with people, make you laugh. He give you a great morning. So he's a good chap. He's a good chap. So we will be seeing some more of Adrian in the upcoming days. All right, guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Remember to keep looking at life positive. Remember to do the best that you can do. All right. Just know that there's more. There's greater stuff in you. All right. Not just greater is he that is in you, but you have greater abilities in you than you know. All right. You can accomplish more than you know. You can excel more than you know. Don't limit yourself. Don't keep yourself down. Go out there and accomplish, achieve. All right. And allow you to be seen and to be shown to the world. All right. Go out there and make an impact, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to be closing this morning. Have a wonderful day. We're going to be catching you on tomorrow, Lord willing. Take care. If it had not been, come on, for the Lord, yeah, on my side, yeah. Tell me where would I be? Tell me where would I be if it had not been for the Lord on my side, yeah. Tell me where would I be? Tell me where would I be if it had not been now for the Lord on my side? Tell me where would I be? Tell me where would I be? Have a wonderful day, guys. I love you. Bye-bye.